Everyone and their mother now are talking about fascia releases, and I want to be one of them. I'm a big preacher for fascia, but the biggest release, the biggest, I don't know, freedom, fascia liberation you can give to your tissue is actually hydration. And let me explain why. I want this channel to be more personal rather than just educational. Let us mix both, okay? I am a living example that fascia hydration works, and I know the recipe you need to glow up, to feel better in your body, to get rid of chronic inflammation, you name it. Fascia hydration is nervous system regulation, fascia hydration is lymphatic work, it's living attuned to your own cycles, to the cycles of nature. This is a recipe you can replicate wherever you are, wherever you go, in whatever state emotional and physical, you find yourself in. And even if you are in the season of, let's call it dehydration, and a little crankiness and dryness and knowing this recipe will get you bounce back every time, and it actually will take not that much time when you know what to do. And I'm here not to gatekeep, even though I've been gatekeeping this for years, but mostly not out of spite, not out of, I don't know, those years been years of studying, researching, practicing, and actually owning and embodying the results of this preaching that I will be sharing upon you. I have not thousands, okay, but a lot of examples of my own transformation quite quickly in an arc of 3 months when I for the first time started applying these principles of fascia hydration and started training around fascia. So like every movement, of course, is involving fascia, but not every training, not every workout is fascia focused. And yes, you can focus your physical training on fascia and be specifically pointing towards anatomical trains, towards your spiral fascial lines, and therefore seeing the results way more quickly rather than training bidimensionally as you do in the gym, just using two directions, when actually the body lives in three-dimensional space, and our body loves and wants to move three-dimensionally and doing a lot of spirals. That's what creates the juiciness in fascia. When I for the first time started training around fascia and living in a climate that promotes fascia hydration, I noticed the results in just 3 months, maybe less, but this 3 months arc is quite drastic. I'm gonna show you the picture of myself before and me after, with only few weeks of fascia-centered, fascia-focused training. Yes, for me at least it was quite drastic, and also in the before picture I'm there heartbroken, struggling with autoimmune condition, totally lost, and you can see it from my face. And in the picture after, I'm in Rome, facing the Colosseum, having a great time, you see light in my eyes. So yeah, the glow up is quite visible there, and also it was internal. At first it was quite embodied. In that moment I felt that I'm alive. Finally, after years of hard shadow work, I feel a tiny bit of light inside myself. And fascia, being the light conductor, electricity conductor, has been that pathway for me for this glow up everyone was noticing. And there are seasons. You can bounce back, you can dehydrate. Life gives you a lot of reasons to be cranky, it's no problem. But when you know the recipe, you actually can, you know your way back. So it's easy. And I'm saying this also to give you not the permission, you have the permission, you are your own sovereign being, and what I want to promote here is rather your autonomy from everyone and everything. Not everyone was still social beings, and you know, we live here in commune, but you are not dependent on anything, anyone. You're not dependent on tools, you're not dependent on treatments, you're not dependent even on money. You have your own hands, your own body and mind and your mindset to give you the best possible environment in the moment. So yeah, this is not your permission, but your permission slip to give yourself grace. And if you have found in yourself not your best season, it's absolutely alright, okay. The wisdom that Vedic astrology gave me is that there are actually seasons, and some seasons are more difficult than others. Those cycles are there for reflection, for deep shadow work, for deep transformation thanks to crisis. But then lives go on, the cycle goes on, and after you transmuted that shadow periods, that shadow time of your life, I hope, hopefully doing the work, you get out there and you get better. It's not the best word, but you get more embodied in yourself, you know yourself better thanks to those experiences, and also you, but the important thing, you get out of it. And sometimes it's unbelievable when you are in the depth of everything, in the depth of transformation. You can't quite believe that one day light will get back into you and outside of you, and the joy will again visit you. Seasons are needed, and also fascia hydration will be always there for you. And if you are noticing getting back from the joyous, glowist version of yourself towards something less, I don't know, enjoyable for yourself, you know your ticket back, you have your ticket back, and this is fascia hydration. And short story long, fascia hydration starts from inside, so no release external. And by release we mean like touching the tissue, releasing by doing a harsh manual massage, stimulating the connective tissue itself. No, no. The muscle, love the thing, muscle. So your diaphragm, yep, it's a muscle, and your diaphragm loves a good release. Your muscles themselves, yes, they are covered in fascia. But if you want to focus on fascia alone, the best move is to do it from inside. Therefore, moving your body. And moving your body doesn't mean harsh training. And the thing that I haven't mentioned before is that that 3 months transformation I showed you didn't happen with harsh training 5 times a week, harsh diet, limiting calories, what else? Nothing, obviously, nothing, zero injections or biohacking by taking external substances, raw dogging, fascia work, and that's all. It was only 3 times a week, twice a week. It was only 10 to 20 minutes of workout, and then 1 time a week it was an hour, 2 hour-ish workout, where half of that was just talking and conversating with my personal trainer. So you get the drill. It's not something restrictive. Fascia hydration is actually quite enjoyable, and not only movement, also your environment plays a huge role in your life, and your emotional balancing your ability to bounce back emotionally. So you can do it in many ways. Nervous system regulation, whatever you mean by that. I personally, when I'm talking about nervous system regulation, I'm talking about quite precise somatic and self-regulation physical work on your nervous system, so resetting your physical vessel rather than breathing, meditating, walking. Nervous system regulation became quite a buzzword right now. You can be emotionally and nervous system regulated by multiple things in your life, by faith, by your close circle, friends, family, animals. Obviously therapy work, shadow work, spiritual work, everything that keeps you balanced. And I don't mean calm, I mean being able to bounce back from fight or flight, to from activation to relaxation and digestion and back. So not going into freeze, no being stuck in adrenaline rush or fight or flight, being able to bounce back, because life gives you plenty of reasons to react. We react, we experience emotions, we live, we rage, but also we can find out our center again and get back to that quite quickly. And the more you train this ability in therapy, in shadow work, whatever, the more you train it, the quicker this process becomes. Maybe before it was taking you years, not years, but maybe weeks to bounce back from a hard conversation, and now 15 minutes and you are good to go. Or maybe before some emotions like sadness, grief, rage were taking over your body for hours, and now you can leave the emotion when it comes to you, 90 seconds, and it's gone. It's just a wave flushing onto you, or leaving your stay there, and then you release, and it's gone because you lived it. And it doesn't stay in your tissue, in your fascia, because the body remembers, and the thing that holds memory hostage is your fascia. And when you hydrate your fascia, you actually creating the flow and the pathway for the information to circle. Emotions, energy in motion, so the pathway for this motion is fascia. When there are no blocks and the flow is hydrated, it's juicy, it's elastic, it's exactly how the nature intended it to be. You leave it as it goes. Nothing gets stuck in your body. And we are not perfect, of course. Again, seasons, sometimes you get stuck in something, and absolutely okay. But the more your fascia is hydrated, the less issues you will find on your way. And when you make it your daily habits, your daily routine, something that you not even realizing that you are doing it. For example, I can, in social gatherings, for example, you can find myself oftentimes doing something like that. And this is venous angle opening. I have a practice on that. And this is like a little vagus nerve stimulation, little lymphatic drainage here, and this is very calming, and it brings me back to my center real quick. So when you integrate these things in your daily life and not building your life around these practices, this is the best. And when I'm talking about hydration, I'm not intending it to drink water, even though that's important, but over drinking actually can dehydrate you. So fascia hydration doesn't mean drinking more water. What your body needs is a structured water, and this is something different. Well, when you drink your water, it better be more mineral, so a pinch of salt, electrolytes. I'm not meaning artificial ones, salt is enough. Also having your copper bottle, your copper whatever, and the actual structuring of the water happens inside your body. And this hydration, this creation of the right water inside your body happens under the sunlight. So your mitochondria can produce enough electricity. You charge it by watching the sun, and I don't mean burning yourself and watching the 12 p.m. sun, but rather sunrise, sunset, and being outside when the UV is low, UV is okay. Just witnessing the sunlight is so beneficial for your skin, for your eyes, and everything. Also grounding, also three-dimensional movement. This is a big one, and if you've ever done Pilates, you'll notice that how quickly your body became snatched. Maybe it's not gaining a lot of muscle, but it gains a lot of structure. Maybe you notice you are not gaining weight, you are not gaining a lot of muscle, but when you do the three-dimensional movement like Tai Chi, Qigong, the right one with the right master, when you do functional training, when you do in yoga, Pilates again, you notice how your body becomes structured and toned and tight and snatched. This is exactly your fascia. This is what I mean by fascia-focused training. Grounding is a big one. Stepping outside barefoot, because barefoot, like using your whole feet, all the 26 bones in your feet, creates the right biomechanics in your body. So you will notice when you walk barefoot that your glutes become more juicy and pumpy, your legs become more trained. And I'm not gonna go in depth on every point of fascia hydration. I have a whole training around that where we go step by step on each of the points of fascia hydration, and we actually practice what I preach here, because there is a lot of information outside. We live in the Aquarius age, information is out there and it's free, but the actual embodiment, the actual practice, that's what makes a difference. So we are applying the information, we're applying the knowledge into the body, and we quite quickly see results. Sounds dreamy, right? Yes, and it's actually true. But you first have to do it. And I know how it's not easy to get rid of the habits and these shoes that you love. But if it's something that harming your whole structure, because feet are our basement, like the literal foundation of our body, maybe it's time to reconsider this one habit that can affect your whole body without you actually struggling with diets, harsh workouts that you hate, and stuff like that. One habit can change the whole biomechanics of your body, and if one habit can actually drastically change your whole appearance, I would give it a try. You can always bounce back, you can always stop doing and living by fascia hydration principles, and see how your body reacts to the environment that is not quite correct for that. But you can also apply the principles that I gave you and see for yourself how easy it is, how flowy and ease your life becomes, and it becomes quite enjoyable. And take it from a person who for years, if not decades, struggled from a disability that takes away the full range of movement. So imagine any daily move, like breathing or getting out of bed or just walking, with excruciating pain. So not enjoying your daily life and your daily moves of your body is something that I know deeply, and finding something that can reverse that, I will be preaching such thing. And rather than asking how can I cure my plantar fasciitis, how can I treat my sciatica, how do you call it? In Italian it's sciatica. Anyways, how do I treat this? How do I treat that? People know a little too much about their symptoms, about their diagnosis, and too little about their own anatomy, their own bodies. So this is your invitation to dive deep into how your body works, so it can be not a prison, but a tool for your own liberation. Take it from a living woman, me, as an somatic practitioner who witnessed that work on herself and on others. It works, it answers so many questions, it releases so much tension from yourself and from your life and from your relationships, and therefore promotes self-restoration. And our bodies are genius. They are designed so well that you don't need to be consciously aware of all the biochemistry, all the biomechanics, because it's impossible. There is too much. The metabolic process alone looks like this. This huge map is all the algorithmic principles and dependencies in the body. How you can possibly learn something with your human mind? It's not needed and it's not possible. So give yourself grace and permission not to do it and leave your body do the job it's intended and it's designed to. Its job is get to the homeostasis. Its job to regain balance. Its job is to self-heal, self-restorate, and find the easiest, more optimal way. So our job here is not getting against the flow, stimulate the flow, and work with what we have and create the best environment possible. And then you will see for yourself that it's actually enjoyable and easy living according to your fascia hydration and your fascia glow up and overall well-being of your body. I am glad having you on this fascinated journey. It's a cool one. I'm thrilled being here and having you here. My name is Nastialavista. See you in the next one. It's full baby!